Friends, I just want to say hello. I'm happy today. I just want to talk with you a little bit about diet. I guess it's easiest just to talk from my own experience. I grew up in Michigan, so I grew up maybe in some ways like it's the same amount far north, a similar diet, except for at that time I think there was a lot more fried food and fast food. I didn't grow up eating a healthy diet at all. So I ate, a lot of fried foods. I ate a lot of fast food, a lot of white flour product. I remember when I was younger, I used to stay up with my brother and we would watch TV. And we would make just a lot of white bread and put butter on it and sugar and cinnamon, and we just eat this sugary toast like all the time. And I didn't even really have any concept of other than what tasted good, or if something made you feel sicker. I didn't have an understanding of that at all. And then when I was in high school, a friend of mine, he was of German descent, but he moved in the same city, and he used to take me over to his house, and there was different kind of food and more cooking and more vegetables. And so I started from the very beginning not understanding too much. The big source that I had of good influence about healthy diet was my grandmother. And she was always reading prevention books. And I didn't really understand why, but when you get to her age, it's like those things become more important, because if you're not careful with your food when you get older, you get sick faster. So I studied also some nutrition when I was in school, and they had a lot of big warnings about don't go on fanatic diet where you're only eating brown rice or one thing or only carrots, and that you have to go for the balance and you have to see the science and see what works. I became really interested in diet a lot, how diet could be said to support different ailments. And that was interesting for me because I had a friend from Japan who had very bad rheumatoid arthritis, so I wanted to study about that and I wanted to see about that. So my life, at one point, I decided to become a vegetarian. I decided for spiritual reasons because I'm really an animal lover. The cow, the horse, the rabbit. I just like to see things alive as much as possible. Yeah. So I decided to go for a vegetarian diet. At the time, I thought that would be mean that I wouldn't be healthy, that I would become skinny like a bamboo and no power. And I'm very happy to say that I studied enough how to make the vegetarian diet good and healthy for me. And that, now that I'm 60, I really have almost never been sick. Yeah, maybe this year I had a little bit bronchitis for the first time ever, and I got better really fast. I went to the doctor here in Moscow and took the medicine and changed a couple things in the diet, a little less fruit. But basically never sick, always full of energy, always a lot of energy moving in that way. So what I like to eat a lot of salads. I like to eat a lot of green salads with a lot of things in it. I like to put something in it to make it taste good, whether it's fresh cashews, a little bit of goat cheese or hummus, sometimes a little bit tomatoes, not too much. Or I like black rice. I just like black rice more than brown rice because to me it's a wild rice. It's more wild, and I like things natural and wild. I like to have rice and beans together. I also like hummus. I like to try to drink fresh juice. If I can, 1 glass every day or 1 glass every couple days, like carrot juice, beet juice or some mixtures. I love fresh pineapple juice. Pineapple is good for the joints. I had an accident with my knee, so a little torn meniscus. So for that I don't eat citrus, but I eat a lot of pineapple. Before that I ate a lot of oranges. I love oranges. But if you have like arthritis or joint problem, then it's not so good. So I don't eat like any yellow cheese. Yeah, it's too fatty. It's for me. I'm completely vegetarian with like no fish, no chicken, anything. Just I'll have eggs. Eggs, I'll have them either boiled or like if they cook them without oil, steamed in some way like that, I'll have that. Maybe 2-3 times a week, sometimes 4 times, but not too much. If I eat too much eggs in one day or something, I'll start to feel heavy on my heart. You know, that's an area that in the family history, the grandfather had questions with the heart. So I ate so much cheese earlier in the life that even though I was vegetarian, you can still get heart questions from the cheese. So I like to eat light. I like vinaigrette. I think that's really good. It's balanced. I like borscht without meat. I like pumpkin soup, steamed broccoli. I like to put the Indian spice cucumber on the broccoli. It's really nice and healthy that way. I like garlic and onions, corn, all the fresh fruits, berries, frozen fruits. I basically don't eat dried fruits. They're too sweet and the vitamins are missing on that. And I try to stay away from anything in the cans. And that's what keeps me going. And it works for me. I do take extra vitamins. As a vegetarian, I especially try to take extra B complex vitamins, also calcium and magnesium sometimes, and they have special vitamins for the joints. So, friends, what I've seen is that if you eat light and you eat strong, you get much better results. Your heart, your circulation works better. And I have many women I know that couldn't get pregnant, and usually it's because they're eating too heavy of a diet and missing vitamins. So I myself don't eat honey. I used to, but I find that it's too sweet, and I've realized I watched a lot of people get ill and skin problems or even cancer if they eat too much honey because it's too strong of a sweet. And I'm not a bear, and you're not a bear, so even the lucky bear doesn't eat honey too much. I don't drink any coffee, black tea, or green tea. I don't recommend it because it has caffeine in it. I was a chocolate monster before when I was a teenager. I don't eat it now. It also has the caffeine in it. So I try not to have anything with the added extra sugars. I try to eat really, in a way, I try to eat something that I know is good for me and it also tastes good at the same time. So friends, I hope that you will study the diet, you'll learn things. It can make you live longer, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20, 30 years longer. It makes a big difference.